This is Sylvia from the Lifelong Health and Fitness Conversations podcast, inviting you to tune in for more conversations promoting functional fitness, mental health, wealth, and overall wellness. Join me as I interview experts and practitioners to enrich your life holistically. Listen anywhere you get your podcasts.
Hello everyone, I thought I would do a review on a documentary or movie. Sorry, I haven't been feeling well lately. I've just been dealing with a lot because I have other kind of projects and stuff going on aside from just my podcast. But I have been trying to focus more on my podcast, but also the accompanying YouTube channel with it. So I saw this movie because I had some downtime when I was pretty sick with a pretty bad flu, where I even had to go into work one day, and I'm still overcoming it for a little bit, or still overcoming it, and I'm still a little bit stuffed up, but I'm feeling I would say 90% or more better. So anyways, the name of the movie is Hack Your Health, The Secrets of Your Gut, and it's on Netflix, and I haven't seen too many documentaries, I could say, on like the gut or microbiome, especially on Netflix. There may be some on Gaia and some other platforms, but I haven't really seen anything like this on Netflix. And it was well produced. It seemed like it had a decent budget, and it was a good movie. It mostly follows four people. One of them is a competitive eater. One of them is like a chef that has issues with food, with anorexia and then orthorexia, and various kind of gut issues, whether they don't have much of an appetite or their diet is very narrow and that their body can't tolerate certain foods, and a number of different issues. And they go through kind of the science of like the microbiome and how it really impacts health. It really does affects health. Like, even though there are separate organs that are associated or connected to digestive process, or the whole digestion process as a whole, it is basically an organ by itself, or organ system, I would say. There's the stomach, there's the I would say the small and large intestine, even the throat and mouth, because they also help break down food as well too. But yeah, this is something that I've been kind of diving into and looking into a lot, because I really think the gut health and fixing your gut health is really like an important step in fixing chronic health problems and really improving your health overall, and then even developing as a person. It's really like foundational and kind of a root cause and place to start. It is interesting. I don't agree with like everything they put in it, but it does have some good information. It has a variety of different doctors and researchers and stuff like that. Not only European based, but also in the United States, and also even some from Asia as well too. They do go through some testing to find out some microbiome testing, which there are a variety of microbiome testing. I don't think it's absolutely necessary that someone does it. I think it can be helpful. There are some, especially, that kind of show if you're low, perhaps in certain bacteria or beneficial bacteria, or perhaps if you're high in some opportunistic or kind of bad bacteria of sorts, and what kind of stuff to take so it can kind of kill or wipe that out. But also prebiotics and foods that you can really eat to kind of boost the diversity of your microbiome, because not only is it kind of the ratio of like bacteria, but also like the diversity. So not only like CFU, if you think of it as like a probiotic supplement, the CFU, but also the variety and diversity of the microbiome. And it really shows that, because it breaks down, during some parts they use data science, and they show that the variety, and it shows more healthy populations, typically people that are from countries that don't have as much processed food, and they kind of eat more a variety of diets and stuff like that, and how important it is to kind of get a variety of foods in your diet, not necessarily to count calories and stuff like that, but to vary the amount of different fruits and vegetables especially, and even starches at times, to feed the different bacteria and stuff. And how important fiber is, because basically the beneficial bacteria in your gut, if it doesn't have food such as fiber, then it'll basically kind of eat the mucus lining of your intestines and digestive system, and kind of tear that down, and it will also cause like leaky gut and gut inflammation and stuff like that. They do go into probiotics, and they also go into a few other things. They talk about diet and stuff. They even have an experiment where one of the researchers, he made like a smoothie somehow of like 50 different fruits and vegetables, and they had a chef somewhere I'll try and make it a little bit better by adding salt and a few other things like that. But yeah, they do talk about probiotics. They don't touch on it a ton because probiotics there is a kind of variety and like it really, I think, depends on the quality but also the quantity. I think like kefir and kombucha, especially if it's like naturally or organic made, if you make it yourself, then that's a good way of getting probiotics. But also fermented foods, like sauerkraut and kimchi, and there's all these other also other recipes, meat kvass and other stuff like that you can look up and try and see. I do think it's better to get better quality probiotics that not only have a wide diversity of the amount of strains, but also high CFU count. And that is one way, I think, of helping with the microbiome, but also trying different kinds of probiotics, because there's some that are more soil and spore based, which I feel better survive, the digestive tract and stuff. And there's also ways of introducing probiotics that kind of bypasses the digestive system, either by doing, coffee enemas and adding some probiotics with it, or doing a probiotic enema just by itself and just having powdered probiotics. But there's also ways of, you can do suppositories of probiotics as well too. Anyways, I thought it was a very well done documentary, really well done movie. They did do some other testing because some of the people have one of the people that they follow is a competitive eater, Kobayashi, and he suffers kind of with appetite issues, which is something that I actually suffer from. And it actually showed that it was kind of a combination of his body and his mental state, but also possibly his microbiome, in that his body is used to being like in a competitive eating state, and that sometimes when he's not competing he doesn't have much of an appetite. And even though for the most part he's on a relatively healthier Japanese diet, which is they incorporate a lot more like rice and fish and kind of variety of vegetables as well too, is that it's a combination of things. But it's really they really break down the science, and they use some good demonstrations and show that really the gut and the microbiome is basically like kind of like a second brain. Is that it really influences not only mood but hormones. It affects like so much, and it's really like kind of it's really becoming more, I guess, mainstream and popularized and stuff like that. But it is a bit tricky because because they really need people that like more samples and more testing done to see and compare it to people that say are healthy or have this issue, and see is this bacteria contributing to this? Is it making because there are some microbiome like bacteria and stuff that, for instance, they talked about a study where they took two twins and they injected some or they had a pair of twins, and one of the twins is obese, one of them was like really thin, and they got the bacteria, it was probably a fecal transplant of sorts, into mice, and the mice that took the transplant of the obese guy, actually they ballooned in weight. And so this can actually affect the diet or your metabolism and your weight and so much other stuff that people I don't think really fully comprehend and stuff, and how it really is important to really take care of this by eating a variety of foods, eating a variety of probiotics, trying to stay as much as possible away from like processed foods, but also foods that are kind of inflammatory, typically like gluten, dairy, and soy and stuff like that, but also processed stuff. But yeah, it was really interesting, and they even I think it was really worth the watch. I think it's only about really 2 hours long or so. It's not really that long of a movie. But it has like some good animations, and it has some good science behind it. It has, it has a number of different. I think it has, actually, I thought it was just a few, but it has a dozen or more kind of people that are either scientists or doctors. Even one of the people that they follow when they try and improve their health they are actually a psychologist as well too. So definitely worth checking out. And especially if you guys need any help with your gut health. I don't consider myself really an expert in this area, but this is something I know a fair amount, and I know kind of, especially like what probiotics are better, but there is more to healing the gut than just probiotics. There's like the mucus lining, and there's the health of your bile, and there's and the amount of bile you have, which helps break down toxins and stuff and fat, but also there's the enzymes to break down different foods, and there's also stomach acid, and so this all interplays and contributes to overall gut health, and I'd say your overall health, because there is other stuff to kind of work on and focus on, detoxification and drainage and methylation and hormones and sleep and stuff like that, but gut health is really foundational, and I think really important if you're trying to overcome chronic health problems and stuff like that. And I've been kind of, as of late, kind of trying different probiotics and trying different ways of introducing them and stuff like that. So yeah, check out the movie, and if you guys have any questions, need help with gut health or anything like that, you can contact me at my Psynautical Gmail. That's the best way to contact me. Or if you any kind of questions or comments, or even if you want to collab, I would love to have some kind of gut health experts on as well too. I know of a few. I don't think I've had anyone that's really like I would say a gut health or kind of expert of sorts, and I don't really consider myself one, but that is a part I've been focused on as of late, and I can tell that because I've had lifelong gut issues, it's an important part of health, and you really need to fix and work on that, and it can change your life and change your chronic health stuff. And I really think as science becomes more of this alternative holistic based stuff mainstream, is that it'll really change, I think, healthcare overall and stuff like that. But I hope everyone is well. Hope everyone has good holidays. This should come out around Thanksgiving or so. I'll see, depending on time available I have. Hope everyone is doing well, and I'll see you guys later.